setting up for a pit maneuver here as that unit pulls up right in front of him and ahead of him under the 101 freeway, coming at the other end of the freeway and losing his opportunity to turn around and get back on the freeway. Now committed to DeSoto Avenue, northbound DeSoto, just north of the 101 freeway. He's got a wide open DeSoto Avenue with very little traffic in his way. If they see enough of if they see enough of an opportunity, a pit maneuver would not be out of the question, but he would have to slow down here for that to ultimately prove successful. That pit maneuver is not an option yet. He's going a little bit too fast up DeSoto Avenue and definitely picking up speed as well as he continues northbound DeSoto Avenue here in Woodland Hills. Another wild turn there, a wild left turn onto Oxnard Street off of DeSoto. Here comes that primary unit once again pulling up right next to the vehicle, not showing any sign of a pit here, trying to communicate with the driver and trying to pull up immediately next to that driver's side door. And you can see now he has moved into the median here, cutting off that Ventura County deputy and maybe looking for an opportunity to get back on the freeway here. Now making a left turn onto Canoga Ave. No entrance ramp here, but this is going to put him back underneath the 101 freeway here in just a minute. If he continues southbound on Canoga Avenue, you can see those units making the turn with him. They have not attempted that pit maneuver yet, and again, they really haven't had the perfect opportunity, but going through these red lights at speeds upwards of 40 miles per hour, barely braking. We don't know if anybody else is inside the vehicle other than the driver at this point, although there is a suspicion that he may be under the influence. That is preliminary information that, if true, would jive with the kind of driving that we're seeing here. Certainly a good possibility, and that is a possibility that law enforcement is operating with at this moment. You can see him continuing southbound Canoga Avenue through Warner Center under the 101 freeway here. He's going to end up back on the southbound side, potentially coming back up to Ventura Boulevard here. Southbound Canoga Avenue at Ventura Boulevard, a little bit of a busy intersection there over the double yellow lines, and now back onto eastbound Ventura Boulevard. Back onto Ventura Boulevard, a wild left turn there through the red, around traffic. Deputies now following a safe distance behind here as they try to not agitate this driver any more than necessary, because they really are limited with their options here, especially as he is now traveling on busy, or what is normally a busy Ventura Boulevard. It's quiet right now, but it's busy enough that they really can't set up for a spike strip here, and a pit maneuver at these speeds really is not an option at this point. We don't even know if that pit has been authorized, but it's a possibility if the opportunity allows. So we'll see here. He's continuing eastbound Ventura Boulevard, just under the speed limit, and now Ventura County Sheriff's pulling back a bit, potentially giving this pursuit up. Unclear. It has obviously escalated to a bit of a more dangerous situation than it was when we first joined you. But since then, he has really acted much more erratic, and that may have been enough to lose the tail of Ventura County Sheriff's Department. We'll see if anybody picks it up here. Ten-4, thank you. Thank you. Once again, a reckless driver continuing to speed down Ventura Boulevard, losing Ventura County Sheriff's deputies, but still driving erratic nonetheless. We'll see if LAPD picks up this pursuit or if California Highway Patrol shows any interest in pulling this suspect over. Again, the original want here was a relatively minor charge of an illegal turn and then failure to yield, but the driving has since picked up quite a bit, and with the intelligence they are working with on this driver, it's certainly a possibility that they are motivated enough to pick this up. But again, it started in Ventura County, so to pick up a vehicle outside of Ventura County at this point would almost require some more serious rule breaking here as he continues down Ventura Boulevard. It looks like he is starting to behave a little more nominally with the rest of the motorists on Ventura this evening. But again, his antics were enough to lose Ventura County Sheriff's deputies. There does appear to be some interest on the part of the California Highway Patrol. In fact, CHP now pulling back behind this suspect, prepared to resume the pursuit. Right now, this is a following, lights and sirens off, but California Highway Patrol now with a clear visual, a primary unit right behind that suspect vehicle. Again, we're looking at that older model maroon Chevy Tahoe, making a right turn off of Ventura Boulevard onto Corbin Avenue, into a possible, is that a gas station? Pulling into a gas station, California Highway Patrol with eyes on the suspect. It looks like that passenger seat, it was empty, right, Rob? Empty passenger seat. At this point, only the driver that we are aware of inside the vehicle cutting through this gas station. California Highway Patrol trying to get more units into the area to potentially re-engage this pursuit. Got a handful of CHP units coming down Ventura Boulevard now with their lights and sirens blaring. This could be the resumption of this pursuit here in just a moment. You can see they're about a half a mile back. They're going to meet up with that primary unit who is continuing to follow at a safe distance here. Again, the suspect, again, eastbound on Ventura Boulevard. All right, lights and sirens back on. The pursuit is back on. California Highway Patrol in hot pursuit of that older Chevy Tahoe, now speeding up with that primary unit pulling up right up on his right fender. And he is now on Tampa Avenue, southbound Tampa Avenue off of Ventura. CHP ready to continue this pursuit. A wild left turn there. Here comes the pit spinning out of control as he fishtails through that intersection. Wet pavement playing a role as that suspect loses control of the vehicle. Here comes attempt number 2 as CHP tries to position for a second pit maneuver. It was just enough to fishtail him out of control, and then he picked it up once again, was able to regain traction and continue down Sylvia Avenue. Now you can see him passing some LA City fire trucks here, responding to a different call. CHP now committed to this pursuit after making contact with that suspect, an unsuccessful pit maneuver, and now we'll see most likely a second pit maneuver here as soon as they see an opportunity, as this suspect is now beginning to show signs of losing control. Here comes another pit maneuver with other vehicles underneath the 101 freeway. That deputy coming up behind the vehicle along the right side. We'll see if the vehicle comes to a stop here. And there is, look at this, look at this. Who is that? Who is that? That's the suspect, the driver jumping out. Now a foot pursuit down Tampa Avenue. That is the driver of the vehicle, and he is not cooperating at all. They are going to be in a position to use force here. Fortunately, he is being tackled to the ground. He was gesturing to those pursuing officers on foot, and it almost looked like he was pointing something in their direction. It looked like it was just his hand, but certainly enough to really spook those officers. In any event, there are plenty of CHP units and LAPD in the area now, with a handful of officers tackling that suspect to the ground on Tampa Avenue. A wild end to this pursuit after an attempted pit maneuver underneath the 101 freeway. Suspect jumping out of the vehicle. A short foot pursuit there, coming to a relatively peaceful end. But what a tense moment there, as that suspect appeared to be gesturing with his hands pointed directly at those officers. Well, some dramatic moments here. Again, if you're just joining us, you're seeing the end of this pursuit along Tampa Avenue, a pursuit that started in Ventura County, down Mulholland Highway into LA City's jurisdiction. CHP picking up the pursuit on Ventura Boulevard and eventually chasing the suspect underneath the 101 freeway, where he was beginning to lose control. They gave it another attempt at a pit maneuver, and you see the driver then running out of the vehicle and them chasing him on foot, ending in a tackle in the middle of the roadway here, but that could have ended much more violently. Fortunately, a peaceful end after that suspect really appeared to be looking for a suicide by cop. And you can see the SUV ending up doing a full 180, now facing the opposite direction, facing southbound on the northbound side of Tampa Avenue underneath the 101 freeway. Lots of debris and belongings now spilling out onto the road there. Again, they have cleared the vehicle. Nobody else inside that SUV. The driver now being taken into custody after a very tense foot pursuit here in Tarzana. For Tampa and the 101. And that will do it for our coverage from up here in Air 7 HD. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock coming up on ABC 7 in just about 35 minutes.